It's August, right? Yeah, August.
Yeah.
So that means the league has to have some sort of superstar drama. And oh my God, did we get some drama today in the NBA? It started over the weekend. Woj puts out the report about James Harden saying that the Sixers are done with trade talks. They're not moving forward, trading James Harden in the final year of his deal, even though he wants out, he wants to go to the Clippers. They're not trading him, and he can go ahead and show up to training camp.
Ooh. Yep.
They're like, okay. How's James Harden going to respond to that? Is he going to just like dip out like he did in Houston and go on like partying and just kind of escape?
Oh, no, it's even better.
He's in China at an Adidas media event, and he straight up looks into the camera and says,
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of again. Thank you, man.
It was shocking in so many ways, Morgan Reagan. Some people on social media were actually speculating that it could be AI. No, this actually happened. James Harden dropped this bomb today.
Yeah, it is assertive. He said it with confidence. And I think he said it with a lot of emotion because of the personal relationship that is there. Obviously, whatever was going on behind closed doors and got out this weekend to Woj for Woj to put out saying, hey, James Harden's basically, he's got to show up either way. Yeah. James Harden quickly and very aggressively said, that's not how we are doing things.
I mean, it is crazy to see how fast this turned because remember when he got traded there, like Daryl Morey's there with his wife greeting James Harden. It was like the big reunion after the two sides spent, 9 years together with the Houston Rockets. And now here we are. And this is where it's at. And you have to think back to last offseason too, right? Harden takes that deal. I think it's like $15 million less.
Okay.
He took less money so they could sign PJ Tucker and Daniel House. And people are like, got to give Harden some love for taking less money. But I feel like everyone assumed that was like a wink, wink. Hey, we'll take care of you next year.
That's what it was. I mean, that's what we all thought.
Yeah.
Because that's why nobody was praising it too. That, he took less money because everyone felt like other things were being said behind the scenes.
Like he was going to get a massive $200 million deal to stay with the Sixers, maybe finish his career there. He was going to get paid. Well, that did not happen. And then the Sixers are like, go ahead and test free agency this year. What? He's going, are you kidding me?
Yep.
You're not going to give me an offer or anything before free agency? So he ends up opting back into the deal. And it's like, trade me to the Clippers. And now this is where we are at. Dude, what a mess. There's so many layers to this story, Morgan. Mm-hmm. I think one of the first things I thought of is, what is Joel Embiid thinking right now?
Yeah, and that's poor guy. In so many ways, I say poor guy. I feel bad because he's trying to use his healthiest years to get his ring. He used one of his best years to obviously end up winning the MVP award.
Yeah.
Great job. Like that is something that I think we've all wanted to see for Joel Embiid as NBA fans. I don't need to see Joel Embiid win a ring as an NBA fan, but I understand where his mindset is and where he is in this day and age in his career. Is he going to be the next one that says, shit, I want out of here?
Yeah, like he just dealt with the Ben Simmons thing that went on forever.
Far too long.
Right?
Yep.
And then this offseason, you get a new head coach in Nick Nurse. He's trying to set like a standard and a culture. And then this James Harden thing is hanging over where now James Harden's like, I'm not showing up to camp. I'm never going to be a part of an organization like that. So if you're Embiid, you're going, is this for real right now?
Yeah.
Like there's always some sort of drama. I just want to go out there and win a championship. And he's been through this everything with the Philadelphia 76ers. His injuries, find through the
I'd be like, what are you guys not doing on your end? What part of your job are you not doing to make sure that you're putting less drama and better things around me? And I think sometimes from the outside, we see these Band-Aids of better things. You see, PJ Tucker, you know what he's capable of as a player. You see James Harden. Oh my gosh, they finally made that trade to get rid of Ben Simmons, who really won in this trade. I mean, there was moments especially
Oh,
when
yeah.
James Harden is still obviously and is actually playing on the basketball floor, is just the more special player.
Sure.
And even in this time of his career, but it still wasn't translating into a championship, and it still hasn't translated to a championship. So yeah, if you're Joel Embiid, and by the way, we all know his relationship with Jimmy Butler, like, and you're seeing the way that Miami is always
By the way, Jimmy Butler was on his team in Philly.
Right.
They had Jimmy Butler.
Right.
I mean, so Embiid's had to go through a lot of different chaotic situations with the Sixers, and now he's faced with a different one. So that's just something that I think needs to be talked about a little more, because it's all about Harden Morey, but you've got Joel Embiid, the reigning most valuable player, going, what the hell, man? I'm still in the prime of my career, but I don't know how well his game's going to age. You know, he's been a guy that's had to deal with a ton of injuries. So that's something to like seriously watch going forward.
Okay.
Like, what is going to happen with that? But how does Morey handle this? And look, I think as talented as James Harden is, I just did not like the construction of their team. And that falls on Daryl Morey. There was too often when Harden was there where Tyrese Maxey
wasn't even getting the ball.
he was in the back seat.
Yep.
Tobias Harris. Where was he in these moments?
Right.
It became so much about Embiid and Harden, and then it was like the rest of the guys, maybe when they got a chance, could do something, but there was no consistency there. And
No.
I felt like they just needed much more balance as a team. Now they're faced with a situation where this is not getting fixed. Like, Harden's not going to come play there anymore. It's not happening. He's going to get moved, right? But who's lining up to trade for James Harden's expiring deal? The Clippers apparently have interest. The Knicks have been mentioned before. If I'm Morey, just get something for it. If you can make a trade and you trade him to the Clippers and you get a Norm Powell, I know it's not sexy,
doesn't
but maybe
matter.
he just fits better with what you're trying to
You
do.
still have solid pieces within your roster.
Yes.
You do.
And you can't, my whole point too is you can't let this James Harden thing hang over the team like the Simmons thing hung over the team.
Especially with the new coach. And I
No.
mean, you want to go in with a fresh start. And I think you're exactly right. Find the trade, even if it means that you lost something out of it. And in some ways, does it? You don't know what Harden's going to do with the next team. You don't know how he's going to perform, what his attitude is necessarily going to be. I think there's times when James Harden takes way too much shit, and then there's times I think he deserves all the shit in the world.
Well, okay, here's the thing that's so hard to talk about with James Harden is separating his great individual talent with all the other stuff.
Yep.
The reality is the end of the Houston thing was not pretty.
Right.
He asked out of Brooklyn. Now he's asked out of Philly. That's his last 3 times he has demanded a trade.
Right.
I personally would not get in the James Harden business.
Neither would I. What? Well, and here, remember,
but it's because of the talent that we
but
talk
remember, and talent trumps all in this league. Oh my gosh, no matter what, even though it's a team sport, which is like bizarre. But even when we were hearing James Harden in Houston for a while there in the offseason until finally all those trades went down, or they signed Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. I mean, sure, we'll go in that angle. But either way, all we were saying from the outside is like, why does this young team want James Harden leading that locker room? We know what he's capable of doing on the floor, and I'm sure he can show them some amazing things as a basketball player. But as a teammate, as a person, why the hell would you guys want that guy around your young squad?
Harden turns 34 years old in August. I just would have a hard time committing to someone that asks out all the time. Also, I saw this on Bleacher Report, Morgan. Look at this timeline. Sixers have been through it. 2017, they traded the number 1 pick. They drafted Fultz over Tatum. 2018, they had the whole GM controversy, remember, on Twitter?
Yeah.
With Colangelo. Then 2019, they traded Jimmy Butler. 2020, they fired a coach, hired a new coach, then the new GM, which is always complicated. 2021, Ben Simmons demands a trade. 2022, they were subject to an NBA investigation because of the offseason stuff with PJ Tucker and that signing. And now 2023, James Harden demands a trade.
Deuce, obviously being around the Sacramento Kings for so long, we got to see drama for so long, and a bad team. At least what these fans are going through, good team plus all this bad drama shit. And drama from the outside is so fun. This is like Scandival for the summer. I put, because Daryl Morey is obviously the liar, so then he has to be Tom Sandoval, but James Harden gets to be Ariana, but Ariana's like too good, like very nice, and she's
So
like
it's
a
not a
good
good
friend. Where I don't think James Harden, but it's not just like Sandoval, but the drama's there.
If anything, I think this goes to the point that so many people have said before. Everything is wrestling. Everything is pro wrestling.
Or
Think about
reality
this.
television. Which way?
No.
Okay, sure, we'll go wrestling.
James Harden
Yeah.
got in front of a camera today and cut a promo
Well, it's short.
on his old boss.
Yeah,
his old
he
boss.
kinda-
It's like maybe Brock Heyman, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman situation, right? I don't know.
Oh.
So it's just crazy. The
vibes are
drama
there.
continues. Dame still hasn't been moved. Harden still hasn't moved. It's the NBA, baby.
Don't you love it though?
I
From the outside, it's no, and okay, you're right, because I get what you're saying. It's like, no, you want these good players to be able to show off their talent and to the best of their abilities, having the right pieces around. That's just not how the world works, though, and that's why if there is going to be drama, at least it's out and we all get to hear about it and talk about it. That's what makes it more fun.
I need a balance. Some drama, some fun
Sprinkle it
games.
in.
Yeah, sprinkle in some good stuff too. How does it sound if I told you it was James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George with the Clippers? Does that do anything for you?
There's a lot of guys with the basketball, huh? A lot of usage.
I don't think anyone's going to be overly excited about the prospect of James Harden.
But James Harden will lose 15 pounds the moment he walks into that new gym and with that new team, and then will be like, I'm a team player. He'll be super passive because his game has changed and he doesn't have that same ability to get to the rim. But at the same time, there will be those moments that he goes back to being James Harden, fall to the floor.
Dropping 40 on you.
But
like
now
he did
that
in the playoffs.
and that, yes, oh my God, incredible. But now that the NBA has the new flopping rule too, they'll be throwing some tees at him for just falling backwards for no reason on a 3-point shot. This is gonna be wild. I'm excited.
If you want to get into a bigger conspiracy,
What?
look at where we're at in the NBA offseason.
Okay.
It's August. This is the dead month. The Hall of Fame inductions just happened. We are officially there's really nothing going on NBA wise. Now, of course, you got the FIBA World Cup that we're all going to be paying attention to for sure. But what better time to manufacture some NBA stories on ESPN and elsewhere in content
I love a good conspiracy theory.
than
Like a
right
good
now?
one.
This is when it drops. You drop it mid-August. We got nothing else to talk about. Let's drop this story now.
I dig it.
Hey, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, let us know in the comments, what do you think happens here? Does Embiid ask out? Where does Harden land? How long does Morey have left in Philly? Let us know in the comments below.